to India from America, and then my family arrived, and then I was busy with a lot of showing them around and everything else. I hope you are doing well. Welcome, Rita ji, Lavina ji, and Alka ji, and welcome all of you who will join us. I think this is a new time, as you know that we have started at 10 o'clock. 10 बजे से लेकर और 11:30 बजे तक 1.5 घंटा ही करेंगे। 2 घंटे थोड़ा ज्यादा हो जाते थे और 1 घंटा मुझे लगा थोड़ा कम है, तो वी आर डूइंग इट फॉर hour and a half. आज मेरा आई वाज प्लानिंग टुडे, आज मेरा प्लान था कि वो जो एक नई वर्कशॉप है, नया टॉपिक है, उसका नाम है विजुअलाइजेशन एंड थॉट फॉर्म। थॉट फॉर्म वर्ड आपके लिए नया होगा, विजुअलाइजेशन तो वी नो दैट विजुअलाइजेशन, लेकिन मैंने इन दोनों को एक नए नजरिए से देखा है। इनका कनेक्शन क्या है? विजुअलाइजेशन का तो हमें थोड़ा बहुत हमें पता है इसका मतलब क्या है, लेकिन हाउ विजुअलाइजेशन इज कनेक्टेड विद थॉट फॉर्म, दोनों एक दूसरे से जुड़े हुए हैं, और हाउ वी कैन use the visualization and particularly thought form to expand our consciousness. Yeah, this is something new that Mark Prophet, he gave a lecture back in early 50s actually, So then they published Summit Lighthouse published a book based upon that, and Guru Man said something also about thought form and visualization. So there's a new book that came out, and I was studying that book. So this book is not really one can do it at one sitting, मुझे भी थोड़ा समझ में थोड़ा, I want to really absorb it chapter by chapter, line by line, so I have created some a PowerPoint presentation actually, and I thought one PowerPoint presentation is not going to be enough for the whole topic. So I have to create multiple PowerPoint presentation for each week. So I'm thinking that probably it will take me a few weeks, maybe 5 or 6 weeks, to cover the whole topic of visualization and thought form, particularly thought form. ये thought form जो word है ना, ये थोड़ा सा thought plus form. So thought तो मैं पता है कि comes from our mind. What is a form? Form is a matrix that comes from visualization, and how we combine them, how our higher self combines them, and we project it to the universe. So it is a very, how we can be good, create a goodness in the whole world, including our own life, So thought form are also for our healing at personal level. हमारा कोई organ है that is hurting, और हमारी कोई emotional body में कोई feelings में है, और mental body में कोई feeling, और physical body में कोई organ है जो hurt कर रहा है, we can actually use that particular organ and put in a thought form which has 3 different concentric rings, green, yellow, and white in that order. So we can use that. So I will be touching all these topics over the next few weeks, one by one. But today I'm thinking of really making an introductory meeting with you all, because I want to hear from you. Actually, my body was not feeling well just day before yesterday. So I was under medication, and my voice, you can feel it itself sound a little bit horsey, So I thought maybe what I was going to do today, I will present it next time. But today I've created something new that is something that is very basic, that I will not have to talk much. I've taken out some of the things that I put on the YouTube. I hope you're watching whatever I'm putting a lot of things on the YouTube. Something very basic, about our what I've learned from the Ascended Master's teaching about the chart of the I Am Presence, and who we are as I am that I am, and teachings from different religions, how we look at the chart of the I Am Presence from Hinduism, from Sikhism, from Buddhism, from Judaism, from different religions, what is our take on that? And then I have 1 or 2 other YouTubes that are also created by one of our young members in Montana, America, what is Sunday Masters and what is a Wale flame. So that will minimize my talking also. So that is my goal. So I will be taking a lot of questions from you as much as I can take, as much as I can talk, So without breaking my voice, the volume of my voice. So with that, I will ask Jay, can we have that, my friend, that heart meditation? We always play this heart meditation for centering off into our hearts, into our heart chakra, because that is where the Om is, that's where the God is, that's where the Vaheguru is. This is where we peace of ultimate peace and harmony is where. So we always do that. It's a very about 7 minute long meditation. You have heard that before. So this is a wording on the screen that I think 2 or 3 minutes into playing of this meditation, we all have to chant that. So that's what Jay has put it on the screen. So Jay, all yours, my friend.
Heart meditation. Go within and bring your attention to your heart, placing your hand over your heart to draw your awareness there. Close your eyes and breathe deeply several times until you feel calm and centered. Visualize yourself seated before a beautiful altar in the secret chamber of your heart. See a threefold flame blazing upon the altar. Envision yourself robed in garments befitting this holy occasion. Focus on the image of your threefold flame. Visualize large, pulsating blue, golden, and pink flames radiating out from the center of your chest. Feel deep love and gratitude in your heart for the gift of life that has been given to you. Now intone the Om as you hold this visualization. Give the following affirmation to increase the flow of light from your Christ self to your heart and then out into the world. I am the light of the heart.
I am the light of the heart, shining in the darkness of being, and changing all into the golden treasury of the mind of Christ. I am projecting my love out into the world, to erase all errors and to break down all barriers. I am the power of infinite love, amplifying itself until it is victorious, world without end.
Seal your meditation with the following prayer.
Beloved Holy Christ Self, I ask you to show me how to walk more closely with you each day. Keep my heart pure and attuned to your divine direction at all times. I am grateful for the gift of life and the presence of God within my heart.
I'd like to welcome Ashok ji, Pawan ji, and also I think I have welcomed Alka ji before. So as I said before, so you might have missed it who have joined later, that the topic of today's workshop was really how to create visualizations and thought forms. So we're going to postpone that presentation till next week because my voice is not really cooperating with me completely. So instead, what I have done is that I've selected some video presentation. One of them is mine, about 16-17 minutes long, about the different chart of the presence that are posted on the YouTube. And I think a lot of people are looking at it from different religions. I've taken a different perspective from Hinduism. How do you look at the chart of the presence from Hinduism, from Christianity, from Sikhism, from Buddhism, from Judaism, and from Zoroastrianism, Parsi religion. So I think that is something, and then we have another one or two after that. So Jay, can we have the first one? The topic is spirituality as seen through the lens of religions.
Moving forward on the question of who am I. So what we have said so far, that we have a presence of God in us as individualized presence, individual God self in us. We can call it as by different names: Om Tat Sat, Om, I am that I am, Aham Brahmasmi, etc., etc. So we'll talk about them, a little bit later, about these names and how they fit into the chart of the presence. We call it chart of the presence of the individual self. But here is something that I wanted to share with you. There are different religions, and I was saying earlier, we have to really meet people where they are. We really have to give them something that they are accustomed to. So what we have done is that we have taken these 6 or 7 charts, basically one on Hinduism, one on Sikhism, one on Christianity, one on Buddhism, one on Zoroastrianism, and one on Judaism. And we have taken these charts and we call them the same chart, but we have given them a different coloration or different names, so to say, that not a coloration but a different name to each of these figures in the chart. Why? Because as I was said before, people, we are used to really accepting things as we are most comfortable with them. In other words, an apple is an apple is an apple. Whatever language we use and whatever you call it, it's not going to change. So the chart of the presence is going to remain the chart of the presence for anyone, for whatever religion they come from. So that is what we're going to be talking about in our next video. We're starting with the chart on the Hinduism. I'm calling the chart of the presence on Hinduism, and we'll talk about the each of the three figures in the chart, and we go from there onward. I like to see how these charts are connected with as one chart, but there are also, each chart has three figures, and how these three figures are connected as one figure, as one vibration. So we'll come to that point as we begin our next presentation on the chart on Hinduism. Please stay. Let's talk about from the perspective of Hinduism about this chart which is on the screen. As you can see, the chart has three figures: the top figure, middle figure, and the bottom figure. We'll come back to those three figures, but the total profile of these three figures is called Aham Brahmasmi or Brahman. I am Brahman, Brahman, Brahman. So this is something that Ascended Masters have taught us about, that this profile is Om Tat Sat Om, as above, so below, as within, so without. Or you can say that, as simply put, I am that I am. That was the name was given to Moses long time ago. Or simply put, as Om, as a single point of identity. You might be thinking why there are three figures, why they are separated like this. Well, they are three figures, not quite like that in reality. Our goal is to combine all the three figures as one singular point of the heart, but they have three different levels of vibrations. And that is very important to know, that the top figure is called Paramatma, has all pure vibration, all absolutely perfect vibration. Middle figure is called Atma, which as a mediator works between as a pure top figure and also with the bottom figure. So it has a vibration of, you can say, perfection also. The lower figure is called Jivatma, and it has lower vibration of relativity. Sometimes we love, sometimes we hate. Sometimes we are kind, sometimes we are not kind. And those are the three vibrations that are connected by the middle, what they call a crystal cord. Crystal cord that beats the heart of the soul of the lower figure. And that is the connection of from the top figure to the heart of the top figure, to the heart of middle figure, to the heart of the bottom figure. And they are actually, you can see also the concentric rings on the top figure. 7 concentric rings, that's called the causal body, or the body of the first cause. There is a tube of light surrounded by all three figures, which is a tube of light that is protect us from the negatives of the world, of the soul. Then you see the lower figure has a violet flame around it, and another violet flame cylinder around it. That is kind of purifying energy of the Shiva, of the Holy Spirit. We call it. So all the three, we can call it the Paramatma, top figure, Atma, and Jivatma. And that is really the profile of you and me as a son and daughter of God, as I am that I am, or as Aham Brahmasmi. Thank you. Of who am I, spiritually speaking? We will look at this question today from the perspective of Sikhism. Let's look at the chart of the individualized presence of God in us. As you can see, there are three figures: the top one, the middle one, and the bottom one. The top figure, let's talk about that. In the center of the top figure, there is the presence of God. You can see that person there. We call it God, we can call it Paramatma, we can call it Vaheguru, we can call it Guru, or we can call it Nirankar, or by any other name. So that is the center, the picture, in the picture of presence of God in the center figure. Let's look at the rings around it. There are 7 colors of rings, and there are 5 color of rings in the white color itself in the center. So there are total of 7 plus 5, 12 planes of consciousness of God or attributes of God that we are supposed to embody as gift of God that is given to us, spiritually speaking. Now we go to the middle figure. Middle figure, we can see the presence picture of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is standing there. Well, Guru Nanak Dev Ji represents the profile or a personage of purity of God as an attribute that is represented by our Atma, which are the central figure we call it, or we can call it also Atma by different names, We know that, but Atma is immortal like Paramatma is immortal. So Atma represents the attribute of Khalsa, as Guru Gobind Singh Ji said also in Gurbani, Khalsa mero roop hai khas, Khalse mein hum karo nivas. So that is the attribute that we all aspire to embody, from Atma as our teacher, as our Guru. Well, another name for Atma is called Khasam. That's also in Gurbani. He said there's another verse in Gurbani that says like this: Jaise mein aave khasam ki bani. It continues on that. So what is the khasam? Role of khasam as Atma. Atma is also role of as a bridegroom, as a khasam to the bride, which is a soul in the third figure, on the bottom figure. So there is a continuous dialogue going on between Atma and Paramatma. Atma and Jivatma, Atma and Paramatma, all 3 of them, continuous dialogue going on. The another word for Atma is called Sat Nam. Why Guruji, we always say, please give me your name, God, as Sat Nam. Who says that? The bride says to the bridegroom, give me your name, give me part of yourself. So you can see that all three figures, the top figure, middle figure, and the bottom figure, they are connected by a central cord. That means that they are all in one accord all the time till eternity. Now you can see that on the tube of light around them, all 3 of them, that goes like this, and they are sealed in the perfection of God, as the purity of God, as the beauty of God forevermore. Who am I from the spiritual perspective of Christianity? Let's look at the figures on my left. The top figure we call it as Father, we call it as the lawgiver, we also call it as I am, capital I, capital A, capital M. I am is the name of God. Because you can look at the New Testament, Jesus said, I and my Father are one. So the whole New Testament is full of my Father worketh hitherto and I work. So Jesus was always one with that Father consciousness. That was his mission. Now let's look at the colors of the 7 colors that are around the central figure of the Father. Well, also in the Bible it says, Jesus said that my Father has many mansions. So these are the mansions of light that he is talking about, that belongs to you, that belongs to me, that belongs to everyone, that Jesus was kind of demonstrating for us, that mission. Now come to this second figure in the middle. In the second figure, we see a picture of Jesus Christ standing there. Well, there is picture of Jesus Christ, but it's also, the idea is to represent the Christ self of Jesus, that is in you, in me, in everyone, which is higher mind, which is called Holy Christ self. We can call it also by many different names in different religions, but in Christianity it is called the Lamb of God, is another name for that. It's also called the Word, W-O-R-D, Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and Word was God. So these are the names, and the other names also in the Bible about the middle figure. We will not go into that. Another name that is very important for us to remember is the name of the bridegroom. The middle picture is called the bridegroom. Well, if there is a bridegroom name for bridegroom of whom? Bridegroom of the third picture that we are looking at, this picture of soul, your soul, my soul, everyone's soul, that is as adoring for her husband, and the husband, which is called the bridegroom, adoring for his bride. So that is the profile. The total profile is called the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit in that order, and they are all connected in the one. Well, Holy Spirit is the color of the violet flame, as you can see that is the color of transformation, transmutation of negativity. They are all sealed, all three of them, in the white light from the top figure to the bottom figure, and that is the total profile of you as I am God. I am that I am. I hope who I am from the perspective of Buddhism. As you can see on the chart on my left, there are three figures also, as has been in every chart. The top figure is called the Dharmakaya, or the body. Kaya means the body, or the body of Dharam, or the divine plan, or the blueprint of divine plan, which you have, which I have, to become the Buddha. So that is the first one. Let's go to the second one. The middle picture is called the Sambhogakaya, or body of bliss, or body of the inner nature of Buddha in you, in me, in everyone. And that is the inner nature of the Buddha, which really helps and raises the vibration of the third body, which is below, is called the Nirmanakaya. Nirmanakaya is the body of transformation that is being raised to vibration to the body of the middle, the Sambhogakaya, by the violet transmuting flame that you can see. The soul is surrounded by that color, violet flame, being bathed in it. And all three bodies are embedded and enclosed in the white light of protection, and they are connected, all three of them, with the one crystal cord from the bottom to the top, as one body of the Buddha in you and me, in everyone. The individual presence of God in us from the perspective of Judaism. As you can see on the chart on my left, the top figure, which represents the God as the lawgiver, God as the Father. It is also called I am that I am, Aye, Ashe, Aya, or Yed-He, Vav-He. These are the names that are given to by the Jewish religion to the top figure as God the Father. You go to the picture in the middle, that is called you can see the picture of Moses. Moses as the representative of the inner Messiah, whom was given the 10 commandments by God. Moses is also called as the Son, S-O-N, Son of God. Is also called as the mediator between the top figure and the bottom figure. Well, the bottom figure is you, as the soul striving to merge with the inner Messiah in the middle by raising her vibration through the violet flame that you can see around it, and raising their vibration to the level of, so it can merge with the inner Messiah in the center of the picture, and then they can all become one and on the same vibration. All three of pictures are surrounded by the tube of light, which is a white protective light. About the chart of our divine self, chart of our individualized presence of God in us from the perspective of Parsi religion. As you can see on the chart on my left, there are three figures. The top figure is called the ultimate reality of God. It's also called as the wise Lord. It's also called Ahura Mazda. These are the three names of the top figure, which is the God's self in you. The middle figure, you see the picture of Ascended Master Zarathustra, who acts as a mediator between the top figure and the bottom figure. Well, you can also do the work of Zarathustra as a mediator, as you have the potential to become messenger of your divine self, and also embody the attributes of the Amesha Spantas, or holy immortals, or different aspects of the divine nature of Ahura Mazda. So both the top figure and the middle figure are permanent. The lower figure is you, your soul, walking on the spiritual path, clothed in the white protective light and transformative violet fire. This part remains temporary until the soul is permanently fused and bonded to the middle figure. If you like this video, please do share it with your friends. Thank you.
So, so that was the I guess what I have learned from the Sunday Master's teachings about the different religions and how they are connected with spirituality. And there's some more detail that in each chart that I wanted to give, but I think considering the time and that I was considering to, and not go over more than 2 minutes each video. So I think I could not, or I did not do that. So I would like to say that we have another video that we put. It is a video recorded last year in March. We only posted them only a couple of months ago. There's another video that we posted only last week. It's called the 4 questions that on the mind of every spiritual speaker, that who's looking for the answer. Who am I? First question. Why I am here on this earth. Second question. Third question, where I am going. What I'm doing, why I'm caught up in this, worldly Maya, plane of Maya. And fourth one is, how do I get there? So I think those are also very beautifully done. You may want to go to the YouTube. You can go to YouTube and put my name, just Paul Soni. You'll get the whole array of YouTubes. And we are putting some more. By the way, was another 2 videos. One was done by one of our members. She interviewed me, Rajkumari Tankhaji. Was last year also. That's a 4-part video. That is, she asked me very, very good questions, that are on the heart of everyone. I think I will request all of you, if you have not seen them, please see those videos also. Those are very inspirational, very, very, very soul probing, I should say that, and very, very much to really avail of that. I'm learning as I'm answering those questions, So I think it's a teamwork. It's not really my answers that are more important than, I think the questions and everything else. It's a 2 people, when the 2 of us gather, we have the presence of Alpha and Omega, God the Father, God the Mother, that overshadows us. Then also another video interview we recorded last year with one of the Life Positive magazine chief editor, Shivi Vermaji. So that is also on. It's getting a lot of viewers also. You want to visit that also. That's also 4 parts of interview. Those are very good questions, and we are doing some more. So those are some of the things that I wanted to bring to your attention. Please, whenever you get a chance, you want to avail of those videos. I'd like to welcome JP Saab. Thank you, Tani ji. Thank you for joining us, and also Rajkumari ji. Thank you for joining us. We have some more time. I thought maybe there's another member of our Summit Lighthouse. She's a young member. You have seen her videos called Ascended Masters Teaching 101. That's the theme of her presentation that she puts on under different topics. So the first presentation is, who are the Ascended Masters? In less than 10 minutes, she does that. So Jay, can we have that one please on the screen?
Hi everyone, and welcome to Ascended Masters 101, where we talk all about the teachings of the Ascended Masters. So I thought it might be helpful to offer a video that gives a quick overview of the teachings of the Ascended Masters. If I had to summarize these teachings in 10 minutes, this is what I'd say. There are, of course, many things that are not included, and I'm sure that anyone studying these teachings would summarize them a little differently, but I think most would agree that these are the major points. So let's get started. The Ascended Masters are our elder brothers and sisters on the spiritual path. They are a part of what is called the Great White Brotherhood. White does not refer to race, but it refers to the white light that is seen in the aura of the saints. Some ascended masters are Jesus Christ, Gautama Buddha, and Mother Mary. They serve as not only our teachers and our mentors, but also as our very dear friends. They have come from all races and countries, from all religions and from walks of life. They have balanced their karma and fulfilled their unique missions, and they have graduated from the schoolroom of earth to earn their ascension. And the ascension is the ritual whereby the soul reunites with God and merges with her I Am presence. Your I Am presence is the part of you that is one with God and that never left God. Earning your ascension is the ultimate goal of life for all sons and daughters of God, and it marks the end of the rounds of karma and rebirth or reincarnation. In short, you're home free. The major reason that the Ascended Masters have reached out to us in this age is to teach us how we too can earn our ascension. So, how do the Ascended Masters reach out to us from the heaven world, and how do we hear from them? God has always sent messengers or prophets as way-showers throughout history. Mark Prophet and his wife Elizabeth were two such messengers. It's an interesting coincidence that Mark's last name was Prophet. Mark and Elizabeth were trained over many lifetimes to fill their role as messengers. Their mission was to bring forth the Master's teachings and revelations for the Aquarian Age. In 1958, Mark founded the Summit Lighthouse, which shares the teachings of the Ascended Masters today. Mark and Elizabeth got married and they had 4 children, and throughout their lives they wrote many books, they lectured throughout the world, and most of all, they received dictations. Dictations are messages from the Ascended Masters that are for the upliftment of mankind. Dictations are gifts from the Holy Spirit, and they contain the light and the energy of the Ascended Masters. This light comes from high levels in the heaven world, and it's different from channeling, which connects with lower psychic realms. So Mark earned his ascension at the end of his life in 1973, and he is now known as the Ascended Master Lanello. Elizabeth continued in the mission for decades and is known by her students affectionately as Mother because she has so much devotion to the mother aspect of God. So although we don't have a messenger to confirm it, we believe that Elizabeth earned her ascension as well, and that both are working from spiritual realms to assist mankind. So through Mark and Elizabeth's dedicated service to the Ascended Masters, we now have a clear roadmap of teachings from the Ascended Masters that we can follow to earn our own ascension. The teachings of the Ascended Masters, which I see as a roadmap to the ascension, have some major themes that I'd like to spend the rest of this video just quickly touching on. First, each of us is created in the image and likeness of God. We have an I Am presence, which is the part of us that is already one with God. We also have a higher self, or a real self, also known as your Holy Christ self. And this higher self is our personal teacher, our guardian, our friend, and our voice of conscience. The Ascended Masters teach us how to follow in the footsteps of Jesus and other saints in order to reunite with our higher self. There are 7 different paths that we can walk to accomplish this reunion with our higher self. These paths are known as the 7 rays. And there are angels and Ascended Masters serving on each ray that are here to help you along the way. We are also taught the major requirements for the ascension and how to fulfill them, which I am so grateful for because I am a list person and I love having it just spelled out in front of me what I need to do and how I need to grow into my own reality, combined with the grace of God to hopefully earn my ascension. And I know you will appreciate exploring those concepts as well. We are also taught about our lower self. It's also called the not self, the synthetic self, or the dweller on the threshold. And it is the part of us that is the opposite of our real self. And it includes all of the negative energies that we have created by misusing free will. And overcoming this not self is a crucial part of our spiritual work because we cannot fully bond with our Christ self until we do so. The good news is that the Ascended Masters teach us exactly how to do this. We are also given many alchemical tools by the Ascended Masters so that we can swiftly advance in our spiritual progress and help others as well. So I'd like to tell you about 3 of these tools. One of these tools is the science of the spoken word, which is a form of spoken prayer that is combined with meditation and visualization. It especially uses affirmations that use the name of God, I am that I am. The Ascended Masters teach us that this spiritual science, this form of devotion, is the most effective method that is known today for balancing karma and making spiritual progress. Another major spiritual tool is the violet flame, which has been a missing key to vitality, to health, to inner wholeness, and especially the very swift balancing of karma on the spiritual path. Now, balancing 51% of your karma is one of the requirements for the ascension. So this violet flame is a huge key. The violet flame is the spiritual energy of freedom, of mercy, of forgiveness, and alchemy, to name just a few. And what the violet flame does is it takes negative energy and it transmutes or restores it back into positive energy. You can amplify the violet flame in your life by using the science of the spoken word through specific mantras and songs and decrees. If you'd like to learn more, see the video on this channel called The Violet Flame Explained. Now, since Earth is a schoolroom for our souls, we are, of course, being tested, right? And a big part of earning our ascensions is to pass those tests. So as we go about our lives, we receive tests. Tests of love and of joy, of constancy, etc. But it can be hard to pass those tests if you don't quite know what we're being tested on. So this brings me to another incredible spiritual tool that has been given to us by the Ascended Masters, known as the Cosmic Clock. The Cosmic Clock is a form of personalized spiritual astrology that helps us to anticipate which spiritual tests we are being given when, so we can be more prepared when they show up in our lives. Hopefully pass those tests and move quickly in our progress back to God. So Elizabeth and Mark delivered the Master's teachings for decades, and the Ascended Masters have spoken about almost every aspect of life. So this video is in no way comprehensive, but I feel that these are the main brushstrokes of their message. So I hope that this is of service to you, and I wish you the very best in your spiritual path. Also, if you'd like further information about anything that I've discussed, drop a comment below and I'll make sure to respond. So God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.
Well, thank you very much, Gwendolyn. That was very much informative. I like to mention that, the way I see that, also all the 3 points that you mentioned at the end of this presentation were also become more effective when we know the knowledge, when we have the knowledge of the I am presence, or I am that I am, or Brahmasmi, and we apply that knowledge, in our science of the spoken word and violet flame, and also in cosmic clock, those three mentioned 3 points that you mentioned. I like to present pretty soon the violet flame portion that you mentioned, because it's worth listing another few minutes of your time. But before I do that, I like to mention that what came to my mind when she was talking about was, I posted a couple of days ago on the Facebook. I do post on the Facebook every week, 1 or 2 postings. I do that, and this one was on the Ascended Master by Ascended Master El Moria. He gave that particular dictation or message in December of 1979 or beginning of 1980, before some of us, including the messenger Guru Ma, and I think about few chelas. I came with her from California to India at that time. So that was a farewell message that El Moria gave us, what to expect in India, and what are the challenges in India, and the consciousness of people of India, and how to be ready for that. So one of the points that I listed on that posting, Facebook posting, that you want to see under my name, just under my name, when you go, if you're not my friend, you can send me a friend request, and I'll be happy to approve it. And then you can see that many postings. But Almoria said that something like that. I'm paraphrasing. He said that there are many alluring, ALLURING, alluring methods of breathing and exercises and kundalini, raising kundalini and all that, but they were good for yesterday's thing, for yesterday's practices. A lot of people have become comfortable with that. So when a new wave of knowledge, new wave of teaching comes, they become so accustomed that they do not want to change. They do not want to shift. So he said that the most powerful new teaching that masters, ascended masters, are bringing to this age of the Satyug is the knowledge of the I am presence and knowledge of the violet flame. And you can apply that. This is my take on it. You can apply that to the breathing exercises and yoga and everything else that you are doing. You can get much more good results, in yoga and everything else when you breathe in violet flame and you are visualizing I am presence. That is really part of you. That is, as you presented in our earlier videos, how I am presence is beating your heart and all that. So with that, I'll request Jay to please show that one by Gwendolyn, the few minutes of Olive Flame teaching that what she has to offer.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ascended Masters 101, where we talk all about the teachings of the Ascended Masters. This is a really special video because today we are going to discuss what is, I believe, single-handedly the most effective spiritual tool that you can use today to completely transform your spiritual life. I've personally used it since I was little, and I honestly don't know what I would do without it. I'm talking about the violet flame. It's also called the violet fire.
The violet flame is a spiritual fire rather than a physical fire. Most of us can't see it, but for those with spiritual sight, they see it as flames with colors ranging from dark indigo to brilliant amethyst to violet pink, this whole range. Since it's a spiritual flame and not a physical flame, it's not hot and doesn't burn you. Instead, it burns or clears away things that burden you spiritually. To transmute something means to change it from one state to another. The alchemists in ancient times tried to transmute base metals like lead into gold. Spiritually speaking, this is what the violet flame does. It transmutes the lead and the base elements of our being, such as our anger, our fear, our non-forgiveness, our negative karma, our negative thoughts and emotions, and it transmutes or changes all that negative energy into positive energy, or the gold of the spirit. So the violet flame changes negative energy into positive energy. It's an aspect of the Holy Spirit. So how does the violet flame work? If you've ever looked at a rainbow carefully, you may have noticed that the violet light is on the edge and it seems to disappear off into infinity. And this is actually what happens. The violet color of the rainbow disappears into a higher frequency violet ray. It forms a bridge between the physical and the spiritual world. As you probably remember from 8th grade science class, visible light is only a tiny portion of an electromagnetic spectrum of varying wavelengths, which includes radio waves, microwaves, infrared radiation, visible light, ultraviolet light, X-rays, and gamma rays. Of visible light, violet light has the shortest wavelength and the highest frequency. Similar to the violet color in the rainbow, this high-frequency violet light is a point of transition from the visible to the invisible, from the physical world to the spiritual world. So, how does the violet flame change negative energy into positive energy? The violet flame is very close in vibration to the compounds and chemical elements in our physical universe, which gives it a unique ability to interpenetrate and transform matter.
Every atom and molecule of spirit and matter has its own vibration, whether it be a flower, your body, your soul, or a blade of grass. And when the violet flame comes into contact with something, it sings the note of the pure essence of that substance. When this happens, the substance conforms or returns to its own inner harmony, its own unique and perfect frequency. Negative energy is changed to positive energy and is allowed to flow freely again. So we know from the fields of yoga and acupuncture that we are most healthy when chi or life energy or prana flows freely through our bodies. What chi does is rejuvenate the cells and organs of our bodies, as well as our feelings, our mind, and our memory. However, when that energy flow slows down and negative energy solidifies, it's like the hardening of the arteries of our spiritual bodies. When we contain this negativity, we can slowly become more and more unhealthy. So what does this negative energy look like in our lives? It can show itself as disease, accidents, or old habit patterns that make it hard to get along with others. It can even be negative energies that aren't even yours, but are energies that you've picked up from those around you, like the emotions of irritation, anger, or anxiety. Or it can be the burdensome record of past traumas that are stuck in your unconscious or subconscious. This negative energy can wear you down and cause a myriad of different problems in your life. So in her book, Violet Flame, Elizabeth Clare Prophet comments on how the violet flame works. She says, "The violet flame works at spiritual levels, permeating every cell and atom of your body, your mind, your emotions, your memories. When the violet flame comes into your world, it begins at the surface and then goes deeper and deeper. It can penetrate the most secret places of the mind and memory, even at subconscious and unconscious levels. It goes in, sweeps through, and cleans out the dust of the centuries, restoring the natural flow of light within you." That's from Violet Flame by Elizabeth Clare Prophet. In the 17th century, Isaac Newton noticed that white light separates into 7 colors of the rainbow. Helena P. Blavatsky, who was an esoteric teacher and co-founder of the Theosophical Society in the 19th century, explained that light has 7 colors or rays, and that each of the 7 rays is a concentrated spiritual light that has a specific action in your body, mind, and soul. Each of these rays has specific attributes or qualities as well. Now, the violet flame comes from the violet ray, and this flame has the unique ability to change energy. Other qualities of the violet ray and the violet flame are mercy, forgiveness, freedom, opportunity, alchemy, diplomacy, and transmutation. My mom taught me a little ditty when I was little to help me remember the qualities of the violet flame, and I will hereby proceed to embarrass myself by singing it to you so you can remember them too. The violet flame is a multifaceted flame. It has 7 different qualities. They are mercy, forgiveness, freedom, opportunity, alchemy, diplomacy, and transmutation. So, how long have people known about the violet flame, and who taught us about it? In centuries past, knowledge of the violet flame was only taught to a select few who had shown themselves to be worthy. It wasn't shared with the world at large until the 1930s, when Saint Germain released the knowledge of the violet flame publicly through the I Am activity. Since then, thousands have used the violet flame for personal and world transmutation. Then, Saint Germain came forward with new revelation on the violet flame through the Summit Lighthouse activity, which is an Ascended Master movement that was founded in 1958 by Mark Prophet under the guidance of the Ascended Master El Morya. Since then, Mark and his wife Elizabeth have worked together to spread the understanding and use of the violet flame. When Mark passed on in 1973, Elizabeth continued sharing this flame and its wonders. She said this about the violet flame, quote, "Many who use the violet flame are students on various spiritual paths. To me, the violet flame is an indispensable adjunct to any path, east or west. Using the violet flame helps you be a better Christian, a better Jew, a better Buddhist, a better Hindu, a better Muslim, a better seeker of truth, Why? Because no matter what your beliefs, the violet flame universally helps clear the way for you to follow your chosen path more effectively. Even if you are an atheist, give it a try. That's from Violet Flame. So I mentioned that a being named Saint Germain is the one who brought to us the knowledge of the violet flame in the 1930s. Saint Germain is an ascended master, someone who has graduated from the schoolroom of earth and has reunited with the heart of God forever through the ritual of the ascension. By the way, this is something that you and I are meant to do too. Earning your ascension is the ultimate goal of life, and the violet flame is one of the best things that we can use to attain that goal. Saint Germain is known as the master alchemist, and he's an expert in the violet ray and the violet flame and how to use it to transform our personal lives, our nations, and our planet as a whole. He's an incredible friend on the spiritual path and an excellent resource for you as you are exploring the violet flame. Saint Germain and other ascended masters have given to us many mantras that we can recite to apply the violet flame in our lives, and one of the easiest and shortest ones goes like this. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. Mrs. Prophet explains, quote, when you give this mantra, you are using the name of God, I am that I am, which was given to Moses. Every time you use I am, you are declaring God in me is. God in me is a being of violet fire. God in me is the purity God desires. It is an affirmation of your true spiritual being. It releases the fire of your heart to fulfill the purpose to which you send it forth. This is more than the power of positive thinking. This is the alchemy of the sacred fire. When we take the name of God, I am that I am, we are affirming our inner reality. The words I am are loaded with the power of your God self. If you say, I am well, I am happy, I am whole, the fire leaps and makes a cycle through your mind and heart and soul. You set a positive pattern for the energy to flow into. And similarly, if you say, I am sad, I am sick, I am unhappy, you create a negative pattern for the flow of energy. You can choose to be a being of violet fire, end quote, from Violet Flame book. This violet flame mantra is given all across the globe. Like any mantra, you can give it over and over until it sings in your heart, like a perpetual prayer as you go about your day. You can also give this mantra if you notice that you're starting to feel tense, irritated, or burdened, or just tired. Giving that mantra will help to put your energies back into the right flow. You can also give it during any downtime that you find when your mind is not occupied, like when you're making breakfast, or you're doing laundry, or you're driving. Elizabeth Prophet recommends that we visualize our morning shower as a shower of violet flame. She says in her book, Violet Flame, that we can see the flame scrubbing our pores and passing through our nervous system, our arteries, our bloodstream, all the way down to the marrow of our bones. This Violet Flame book, by the way, is fantastic. If you're interested in the Violet Flame, this book is what I'm using for the content reference for this video, and it also goes into a lot more detail. It talks about how to heal with the Violet Flame, how to get to know Saint Germain, which is awesome, how to change your heredity with the Violet Flame. There's a Violet Flame exercise to clear your chakras. It's a great read. So, do you feel anything when you give one of the Violet Flame mantras? Some people don't feel anything at first, or for quite a while, or never. If that's the case, don't be discouraged and just know that the violet flame is doing its perfect work in you. Other people have said that they feel a sense of buoyancy, lightness, and joy. I've known people who have said that it makes them feel carefree and light and airy like when they were a little kid. I have personally experienced that it can even feel like a tingling in your body, like every cell in your body is being spiritually cleansed and rejuvenated at the same time. Other times, it's almost like an overall gentle fizzing feeling, like those emergency nutrient packs when you pour them into water. You know what I'm talking about? The violet flame can also feel like gentle waves just washing over you, like a spiritual spa. The violet flame feels like a spiritual spa, and every different mantra feels like a different spa treatment. So the more focus and attention you give to your mantras as you give them, the more intense the action of the violet flame spa is. You can imagine the violet flame surrounding your body and enveloping you. You can visualize it around your family members, your thoughts, any part of your body that needs healing, your chakras, your country, the globe, pretty much anything, anyone, and any situation that you feel could use a spiritual boost. So thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I love talking with you about the teachings of the Ascended Masters. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. And I just hope you have so much fun experimenting with the violet flame in your life. If you stick with it, it will transform your world.
Well, thank you very much, Gwendolyn, and thank you all of you for watching. You may want to go to Ascended Master 101 on YouTube on your own, and Gwendolyn has posted many more introductory teachings on your Ascended Master that you want to see and share with your friends. I'm sure you will find them as I found them. Still, so many things that after all these years, I still find something to learn from. There's so much to learn. So I'm looking at the watch. I like to ask you some questions, but before I go, I think some of you may want to leave earlier. I want to make 2 announcements, and then I'll open up the platform for your questions. First one is that some of you have been doing faithfully decrees for the last 2 years, and logging them on your WhatsApp and posting them. And so what we have been doing that in the past, first of all, we started every 21 days for 3 times or 4 times, and we started doing every 3 months, for the whole year of 2022. So we are coming now to the closure of the year 2022 when we started October, November, December. So you have been posting your login hours. So on December 23rd, which is Friday, and the time is a new time, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. is 1 hour. I've requested Lois Drake to be part of, as she has been doing, is we offer those decrees that we have been giving, and also it is going to be end of the year. So Lois has requested that we do some candle ceremony with some prayer that she would like to do with us, And so I'll be giving you more information about that. Poonam is going to add up all your hours, that you have done, and we're going to multiply them, and Lois is going to multiply them and offer them to the master. Then I also will, we'll do some meditation and some other teachings only for 1 hour. So, and also I'd like to present to you a new matrix for the year 2023. The new matrix is not going to be 3 months at a time, but a shorter matrix for only 21 days. Each 21 days, at the closure of each 21 days, we'll do a ritual, and then, so it'll be very brief, different kind of decrees. I will have different kind of meditation, maybe some meditation I'll include, some other thing else, maybe something different that you will enjoy that, as in addition to decree. So I will disclose that that new matrix also on December 23rd, which is Friday. So I'll send you more information. Also, the year is coming to a close, so we like to do a New Year service also on the Zoom that we have been doing. So on December 31st, which is Saturday. So I'm still thinking about the timing. What could be the timing? I'll talk to Jay and Poonam, and that will be a good timing in the morning or in the evening on December 31st. I do not know yet. What will be a good time to whether if you should do it for an hour and a half long service either on that day, morning or evening. I'll keep you posted on that. So those are the 2 announcements I have. Now I'm going to open up your questions. I think we have not talked to. I'm sure you would probably have some question that you want to share with me. If you want to call me privately, you're most welcome to call me on my phone. And finally, I like to say that the matrix that we had for today, for the creating visualization and thought forms, we will begin with that next Sunday. So with that, please have any questions. If you want to say, Jay, you can have
Sir,
anyone.
Poonam is around?
Yeah, Poonam is around too, yeah.
I have to ask or Poonam will ask?
Yeah, Poonam, can you yeah, Poonam is actually not feeling well. She's sitting next to me.
Okay,
So
fine.
we can,
Okay. I can do it. Anybody who has any questions may raise their hand, and then I'll unmute them.
Anji, any, any, any hands?
Or you can also type the question in the chat box, and we can just read it, and then we can answer.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, let me see. Maybe JPG. Let me see. Okay, let me go one by one. Alkaji, do you have any question?
No, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Ashoki, do you have any question?
No, please. Thank you.
Welcome. Pavanji, do you have any question? No question. Okay, fine. I got the message. Rajkumari ji, do you have any question?
नहीं जी, Jay,
Okay.
thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Sir, Tani Mehra ji ka question है, how do the masters make their presence known?
How do the master make their presence known? Wow. मैं बताऊं आपको इसका जो जवाब मुझे I have learned from the teachings of the master. The answer is that when we raise our vibration, when we keep raising our vibration to the level of the I am presence or Holy Christ or the middle picture. Remember the chart of the I showed the three pictures, the bottom one, middle one, and the top one. So the middle picture is really our first step to raise our vibration to the level of the middle picture, which is our Guru, which is our Satanam, which is our Vaheguru, which is our Atma, which is our, I did not mention that, which is the Vishnu जी की फिगर वो है, टॉप फिगर जो है वो ब्रह्मा जी की है, और नीचे वाली फिगर जो है वो शिवा जी की है, ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिवम या ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश बोलते हैं हम. So when we raise our vibration to the level of the middle picture, or the soul raises her vibration to the level of her bridegroom, which is the Atma. And how does it do that? How do we do that? We do that by three things. The science of the spoken word was one thing that she mentioned. Violet flame was the another thing that she mentioned. And I mentioned also the knowledge of the I am presence, applying that knowledge of the I am, हम ब्रह्मस्मि में कौन हूँ. So these are the, इसमें ना फिर भक्ति योगा आ जाता है, इसमें फिर ज्ञान योगा, जनना योगा आ जाता है, इसमें फिर क्रम योगा आ जाता है, इसमें फिर राजा योगा बोलते हैं वाल फ्लेम को जब हम ऐड कर देते हैं. राजा योगा इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट दैट वी ऐड टू आवर ऑल डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स ऑफ योगा. तो ये ना सिंपली पुट, मैं ज्यादा इसमें ज्ञान ज्यादा मैं डिटेल में या डीप में मैं नहीं जाऊंगा. तो सबसे बड़ी बात जो है ना मैंने सीखी है वो ये है कि कम बोलना चाहिए, तोल के बोलना चाहिए, क्योंकि वी मेक मोस्ट कर्मा फ्रॉम आवर माउथ. We make most karma, negative karma from our mouth. We can make most good karma from our mouth also, by same token. We can make, so ये मुंह से बोलने वाली बात है ना, ये we can control it because people talk so much on the phone these days. So ये मुंह से जो बातें निकलती हैं ये कहाँ से आती हैं? Where do they come from? They are triggered by the thoughts, the lower mind. Lower mind is not the mind of the God self or Holy Christ self या Vishnu ji या आत्मा का वो नहीं है. We have a lower mind. So lower mind or higher mind की knowledge जो है ना ये जरूरी है. We are not going to go into gossip. We are not going to be talking. So when we entertain those kind of thoughts, negative thoughts that she talked about in the Wall of Flame portion, we are triggering those thoughts, negative thoughts or positive thoughts by the same token. into our emotional body. When you trigger those, when you send them like an arrow that she showed on the screen, that triggered our thoughts into the emotional body, then becomes out of control. Then becomes out of control like an ocean, like a river, water. Emotions are like a river and water. When they go out of control, then it's very difficult to harness them. It is easier to harness the thoughts, control the thoughts. It's difficult to harness the feelings. So idea ये है कि we control our thoughts first. Then we begin to learn to control our feelings. When we go to learn our feelings, then we begin to learn our words. When we begin to learn our words, we begin to learn our actions. ये चार हैं बेटे, चार bodies हैं, but the control is mind. That's why higher mind is I am that I जो Holy Christ self. So I'm coming back to the point. Point ये है कि we always try to keep our mind on I am that I am. भजन mantras जो जाप करते हैं उनको मन लगा के करेंगे ना, भजन को डिग्रीज को मन लगा के करेंगे ना, when we give our full attention doesn't mean 100% right away, but full attention means 50% start, 60%, 70%, and try to control your thoughts when they are not जब mind उधर उधर घूमता है ना, उसको पकड़ के लाओ कि नहीं हम लोगों ने तो put a picture of the master in front of you, put a picture of Shiva या गणेश जी या उनका स्टैचू है या तो क्या मैंने नहीं अपने माइंड को मैंने यहाँ से हटने नहीं दूंगा. Try to practice that for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes and see how your emotions will get control. How your emotions will get control, how your thoughts will get control. आप कम बोलेंगे, आपके अंदर शांति होगी, आपके अंदर हार्मनी भी आएगी. तो ये मेरे थॉट्स हैं. I think to really, and then main question आपका है जो how do we know the feeling of the master? When we are aligning our energies into peacefulness, into harmony, masters come into that vibration. Because masters have the same vibration as our higher self. Our higher self, our I am presence. They are all one with the I am presence of the master. So that's how you magnetize the presence of master. That's how the yogis have done that. So we have a new tools to do that. But that's my take on it. Jay, you want to add something to that, my friend?
So the only thing I want to say is that the question when she said that how the presence is known, when Chela is ready, master appears. So that is the only thing I want to say.
Very good, Jay. If I may add to that is that what Jay is saying is when the Chela is ready, to have done the homework, जो मैंने आपको बताया है, and master is waiting behind the veil, veil of the हमारा जो negative energy है या कर्मा है या पर्दा है या हमारा जो संकट है, जो भी, he's waiting for that. Step into that. Thank you, Jay.
You're welcome, sir. इन्होंने पूछा when my तानी जी नहीं बोला when my children do decrease, they see specks of violet, but I am never able to see.
Yeah, वो जवाब दिया था ना इसने, ग्वेंडोलिन ने यही कहा था. Some people are able to see that, some people are not able to see that. But I think that is not really. What I do is that to answer that question, I will put a wall flame की ना कोई picture है जो we have not a visualization of the wall flame that she was showing on the screen, but you also have on different websites, और जो books में भी हैं wall flame की picture है. Try to put your attention on that. हमारी ना पता उसका रीजन क्या हो. एक रीजन उसका ये हो सकता है कि क्यों ऐसा होता है हम लोगों के साथ, आपके साथ, आपके बच्चों के साथ ऐसा नहीं है. क्योंकि हम लोगों ने ना, इंक्लूडिंग माई सेल्फ, हम लोगों ने थर्ड आई, ये तीसरी आंख जो है ना ये वाली, इसका मिसयूज बहुत किया है. जाने अनजाने में गलत पिक्चरें देख के, गलत लोगों की सोच पे, गलत नावल पढ़ के, गलत बचपन में ये करके वो करके, तो हमारे अंदर वो ये कैमरा है, कैमरा के लेंस जो है ना ये गंदा हो गया. इसके अंदर इसको निकालना है. तो वो जब उसकी मिट्टी जम जाती है तो won't be able to see that. उसको साफ करते हैं ना, तो keep on doing that. Ask wall of flame masters, ask Saint Germain कि मैंने, we have done that. Ask for law of forgiveness. I also do that. I'm not able to see very clearly lot of times. Other people have seen that. Other people have told me they have smelled the fragrance of the violet flame, you know, lavender की smell भी आती है when they're doing violet flame degrees. You know, I don't do that. So there are different levels of sensitivity है हमारे अंदर. So we kind of be patient with ourselves and know that we are all made mistakes and we are all working towards it. We are all asking the help from the masters. Ask Master Saint Germain, ask Portia, ask all the other masters, you know, to help you, all violet flame angels to surround you and visualize violet flame. You are standing inside the void of violet flame. चारों तरफ से वो घूम रहे हैं आपके तरफ से ऊपर. They're coming down and they are moving up. So it's like a surge. ऊपर से नीचे आ रहा है, नीचे से ऊपर. Surge of the violet flame, upward surge of the violet flame. तो वो है. So there are some exercises that you can work on. That's my take. Jay, anything you want to add?
No, sir.
ठीक है. So any other question? Otherwise,
Sir, Rajkumari ji कह रही है, sir, the negative things left unsaid which remain in mind also make negative karma, right? So which is more harmful, wrong words or wrong thoughts?
Very good question. मैं इसका जवाब है ना, मैं I think I can give my opinion. I can tell you that. मैं ऐसा मेरी सोच ऐसी है कि जड़ जो है ना वो वाले फ्लेम थॉट्स हैं. हमारा गोल वो है कि वाले फ्लेम थॉट्स हमारे योगी जो है ना वो वहां से वो उसको जड़ से पकड़ते थे. You know, उसको जो बैठते थे ना तो अपने आप को जब एनालाइज करते, सेल्फ एनालाइज करते थे ना. आज मैंने कितने लोगों का दिल दुखाया है गलत बातों से. आज मैंने क्या लफ्ज वर्ड बोले हैं जो मुझे नहीं बोलने चाहिए थे. लेकिन थॉट्स को पकड़ना बड़ा मुश्किल होता है. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट कैच. मैंने थॉट्स कैसे कौन सी थॉट्स भेजी हैं जो दे रिजल्टेड इन द वर्ड. सो एक मेरे ख्याल में द थॉट्स आर द कॉजेज और द वर्ड्स आर द इफेक्ट्स, यू नो, है ना. कॉज एंड इफेक्ट के रूल में देखें ना तो वी हैव टू गो टू द कॉजेज ताकि इफेक्ट ना हो. तो मेरी ओपिनियन में ना आई थिंक वी हैव टू गो टू द जड़ सही विच इज अ कॉज है. तो हाउ डू यू डू दैट? अब कहना तो आसान है. I just told you that, you know, how do you तो मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि मैं अपने ऊपर काम कर रहा हूँ. but how I'm working on myself is really try to watch my thoughts. Try to watch my thoughts ताकि मैं उनको ना शुद्ध विचार में रखूं through the violet flame के द्वारा. I surround my mind with violet flame. when a hard-headed hand डिग्री है ना तो उसमें जो पहला हार्ट है ना, violet heart the love divine stays within this other mind. दूसरा पार्ट है हेड का, I am light of Christ in me, set my mind forever free. So I keep repeating those head जो head का portion है ना more as many times as I like. I see that violet flame purging into my mind. But also the same way with the heart, same way with the head, you know. So this heart, head and hand portion, do as many times as you can do that. I think that is my suggestion. That is my take on it. And I think the head is more important. Thoughts are more important than the actions, you know, for that reason.
Okay, sir, शायद अलका जी का कोई क्वेश्चन है. 1 मिनट को अनम्यूट करता हूँ.
हाँ जी.
Sir, I just wanted to ask you, there are some people who have very, I can say bad, impure Atma, who have really bad vibrations surrounded by them throughout their lives, who have impurities surrounded. What happens to them in their lifetime?
That's excellent.
What happens to them?
Yeah, but that is an excellent question. What happens to them is better. There are 33 levels of the astral plane above the heart. There are 33 levels of the astral plane below the heart. So as you can see that I was going to present that in the presentation today. You know, actually a picture of that, the depiction of that. कैसे होता है? जो लेवल के नीचे 33 लेवल होते हैं ना उनको हम नरक लोग बोलते हैं. जो हार्ट के ऊपर 33 लेवल होते हैं ना उनको हम स्वर्ग लोग बोलते हैं. तो नरक लोक में 33 लेवल हैं। अच्छा, जिन लोगों के पास ऐसी नेगेटिव थॉट्स हैं, नेगेटिव एनर्जीज हैं, नेगेटिव फीलिंग्स हैं, नेगेटिव काम किए हैं, नेगेटिव, वो उसमें डूबे हुए हैं ना नरक लोक में, तो दे आफ्टर पीपल डाई, दे do not have any light on their own to rise up to the level of the 33 level, positive 33 levels, जिसको स्वर्ग लोक बोलते हैं। स्वर्ग लोक में जाने के लिए ना 33 level हैं। So they end up in the Narak lok from 0 to minus 33 level. And there are many demons and discarnates and fallen angel energies and hell isko bolte hain. So they keep on doing the same kind of things that they have been doing when they were in embodiment. Guru Ma ne teaching diya ki when she goes there to rescue them, or Archangel Michael goes there to rescue them, they don't want to come out. They don't want to go. So that's why it is important, it is important for people to show them the face of Guru Ma or an ascended master. So or an Archangel Michael. So when Archangel Michael goes there after they are dead, they can recognize the face and they say, okay, we want to be rescued. But otherwise they want to be there. That's why we as a keeper of the flames, we do a ascension service every Friday night. So we ask them that they be cut loose and set free. We do Astrayas, 10.14 Astraya ki decree hai. So by Kalima, they will be cut loose from that astral plane and taken by the Archangel Michael and mighty Astraya to taken to the archives of light. Ek to ye hai, tarika ye hai. Otherwise they don't make it. They don't come out because they're comfortable. There are many bodies like that. So the people who are drinking, that they keep on drinking. People who gamble, they keep on gambling. People who do bad things, they keep on doing the bad things.
So lifetime after lifetime, they'll just suffer and suffer.
That is one way to say that, because they have, I won't say lifetime after lifetime, but they, until that energy come to an exhaustion, जब तक गाड़ी में पेट्रोल है ना, तब तक तो उसको मिसयूज करते रहेंगे। जब गाड़ी में पेट्रोल खत्म हो जाता है ना, then they have to give an accountability. I'll say that way. क्योंकि हर एक गाड़ी में every soul has energy, positive or negative energy. As long as the energy is there, that people can use it properly or misuse it. तो ये है उसका आंसर, ये है। So एक पॉइंट मेरा रह गया था, वो ये है कि when we know someone like that, someone has doing bad things, so we can make a prayer for them to mighty Astraya to cut loose and set free the soul of that person and take that soul to the octaves of light for the mission, for the continued mission of that soul into the re-embodiment or ascension in the light according to the will of God. When we make a call like that, then the angel can intervene. Otherwise, angels do not intervene. So this is one of the purpose of being a keeper of the flame. We can intercede. We can make a prayer for those souls who have no light on their own.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think we are done. JPG रह गए, उनसे पे पूछ लूं।
JP साहब।
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, JP Saab. Jay, would you be kind enough to, I'm looking forward to seeing you all. I want to make one more announcement. Last night, Saturday night, we had 11 people. The previous Saturday night, we had 11 people. Those Saturday night decrees are very slow. On the screen, you don't need a book. You don't need a book. They give it. Carla Illy gives a nice explanation. She's the host. So I hope that you're enjoying that. On the Tuesday morning decrees that we have from 7 to 9, it are a little faster, but I hope that you will, those of you who want to master from this slower mode to the faster mode, you can also join on Tuesday morning from 7 to 9. And I think both of them are very complementary decrees to each other, slow, fast. Saturday night from 8:30 to 9:30, and Tuesday morning from 7 to 9. 7 to 9 a.m. Also, the Sunday morning the service we have 10 to 11:30. So thank you, all of you. Please tell your friends, all of them who can join, and we can partake of this. It's a great opportunity for all of us to accelerate and help everyone in this end of the year celebration. So Jay, can you make a sealing invocation, please?
Yes, sir. In the name of light of God that never fails, in the name of light of God that never fails, in the name of light of God that never fails, we call to beloved Saint Germain, beloved Elmoria, beloved Archangel Michael, beloved Hercules and Amazonia, beloved Krishna, beloved Krishna ji, beloved Shiva ji, and all the ascended masters to guide us, protect us, to come into our temple and show us the real path of chelaship, to come into our life and overshadow us and help us and guide us to be the chela of the ascended masters and protect us and let us get the ascension in this lifetime. Let it come in God's holy will. Amen. Om.
Amen. Amen. Thank you all of you. Have a wonderful day, and wherever you are, have a wonderful evening and a wonderful time. See you on a Tuesday morning.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you are.